Course Plus. Expressway to elegant career.
Does the thing that needs to be done right now. I'm terrible with it. I stay up until it's done, which means that I have a terrible sleep cycle. What happens to me is I end up, working later and later and later and later each day until I'm just working nights. And then I just work longer and longer and longer nights until I'm reset my schedule, and now I'm working days. And now I'm up early, and up later. And I just go through this cycle, man, where I go from nights to days every few weeks. And people just don't know when the hell to call me or get in touch with me. My mom won't call me because she's like, I just don't know when you're sleeping or when you're not. Sometimes you're up nights, sometimes you're not. And it's just because I don't set okay, it's not that I don't set a routine, it's that I don't follow through. It's that I fail to follow through. Better done than perfect. So I think setting a routine is something that I need to prioritize. Maybe I should make that my number one priority of 2014. Body. Manage anxiety. Run, swim, dance. Like I said earlier, the formula for staying fit, it's kind of simple. You don't have to have a doctorate in health science to understand that moving more and eating less equals physical fitness. And we are just a society of fat people. We eat on the go, and we just don't eat the right things. We eat too much of the wrong stuff, and we don't manage our bodies effectively. I am guilty of this. I should walk more, but my morning commute is literally about, 20 feet from the bedroom to the office. And I don't even walk the dogs. I just open the back door and let them run around in the yard. So it's like, I don't really take the time to be active with my body. Now, sleep more. I like that one. I love that one. You'll get more done when you sleep more. Well, some people might take issue with that. But I definitely believe that we should take naps when energy runs low. Now, I'm going to give her credit, because if not, she'll unmute herself and do it herself. Melinda has a different definition of a nap than I do. For me, a nap is, I'm sleepy right now. It's the middle of the day. And for whatever reason, my body is telling me, Omar, you need to sleep. So what I do is I respond to my body and I say, okay, I will abide. And I go to the bed and I lay down and I sleep, because that's what my body was telling me. My body was telling me, you're sleepy, go take a nap. My body wasn't telling me, you're sleepy and you're tired, go read a book. It wasn't telling me, go sit in a chair and close your eyes. It was telling me, go sleep. So what I do when I nap is I go to the bed, I take off my clothes, I pull back the covers, I get in, and I go to sleep. And then I wake up when my body says, you're not sleepy no more, get up. Problem here is that the time that elapses is usually about 3 to 4 hours in the middle of the day when I take these naps. And that then affects the prior category of schedule, which throws everything off. So, going back to hacks. Let's talk about hacks now. Visualize your end product before you start. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit before. Decide on the outcome before even starting. Visualize things. Start before you feel ready. Avoid chicken and egg routine. This is something that I'm the kind of guy that I'm methodical. I've definitely fallen in the methodical category. I wouldn't say anal. My wife would say I'm anal, but I would say I'm more perfectionist than anal. I don't particularly get myself into the chicken or the egg routine very often, but I do wait to start on things until everything is in a row. And I think that it's important to kind of sometimes shooting from the hip is okay. It's okay to fail fast, like we talked about earlier in the mind category. Do a bad first draft. You can always, work on it later. But if you have a blank page, there's nothing to edit. So I think starting before you feel ready might feel intimidating, but hey, we got to break comfort zones. Assume, love that word, assume you're right when in doubt. Decisive is productive. It's always better to make a decision. Even if it wasn't the best possible decision, we can go back and review on that decision later. Making a decision is better than not making it. Making a bad decision is better than not making any decision at all. All right? At least I have to agree with Miss Anna Vital in that particular area there. If you have a mind block, make a mind map. Now, John Thornhill, my good buddy and partner, he uses mind maps for everything. Like, he mind maps everything, and like all his projects kind of look like this flowchart that we're seeing here. And sometimes it's kind of, mind maps are a little bit difficult for me. I can't see systems in a mind map type of a fashion. I can see products and sales flows and decision-making processes that we are going to present to our customer. I can see those things in the point of like mind maps, but my mind doesn't think the way that this item is drawn out right now. So mind maps aren't as effective for me. I've tried them. Maybe I just haven't tried them enough, or maybe I just haven't done them the right way. But for me personally, mind maps are not as useful as I see other people raving about them. If you can't write it down, record it. Now, this is something that I love. This is a great idea, and I want to start doing more of this, because I've learned that in our business, the products that were created the best and the fastest and that I was happiest with were the ones that were created based on material that I recorded first. I literally just turned on the microphone and I talked. And then we turned that material into transcription. We turned that transcription into ebooks and videos. And I think that this is something that the future of our product creation really lays in whether or not we master recording the content well first. When you read something helpful, write to the author. Now that's really cool. I never thought about that. Every single time that you read something that helped you, write to the author. Think of the relationships that you can actually manifest, that you could give rise to by just starting a conversation with every single person that shared something helpful with you. Not all conversations would go to fruition and develop a friendship, but some of them might. And I thought that was probably one of the most insightful things in this entire chart that Anna wrote. And because of it, I'm going to reach out to Anna Vital and I'm going to send her a message saying, hey, Anna, thanks for making that infographic. I think it was great. So next time you read a blog post or something, next time you like an MUA episode that you watched, go into the group and post it. Write about it. Tell people. Clothes. Okay, so for some reason, clothes are an important category to Anna, and in the productivity niche. So define your fashion uniform and wear it daily. What am I going to wear daily? Well, I think that we should have Naked Wednesdays. Hell, we already call it Hump Day. Why not make it Naked Wednesdays? I work from home anyway. Wear smart fabrics. Okay, so there are stupid fabrics and there are smart ones. I'm not 100% on that one, Anna. We'll talk about it if you respond to my message. Carry an all-occasion outfit with you. I don't know what kind of work Anna does, but she must be some sort of a traveling kind of agent. I work from home, so yeah. Discard what you stop using. Now that is good information. Don't be a pack rat. I think we get emotionally attached to things. And I know that in my closet, I've got lots of stuff that I could be donating and getting rid of. And if you haven't used something in a year, it's time to get rid of it. Replace it with something that you will. And that's a habit that I'm going to form in 2014 for sure. Now, as far as tech, how to be productive in the tech aspect of your life, limit email replies to 1 per minute. If it takes you more than a minute to reply to something, then don't reply. Let me tell you something. That means that most of the people that email me would never get a reply. If there's one thing that aggravates me more than anything else, is somebody that sends me ridiculously long emails. And I think I'm going to make a resolution, and I'm actually going to make a public announcement. And I'm going to tell people, if you send me an email that's longer than 250 characters, that's basically longer than a page, I'm not going to respond to you. You're imposing too much time. You're imposing your will on me and draining my time, and I choose not to allow it to happen. Limit your email replies to 1 per minute. I think that's brilliant. If you can understand what this is even better. If you can't understand what an email asks, don't answer. Wow. Imagine that. If you don't understand what an email asks, then don't answer. Basically, the person trying to communicate with you should have had the common courtesy to make it as understandable and black and white and clear cut and easy and concise as possible. If not, they aren't being respectful of your time. Therefore, they do not deserve any of it, so you shouldn't answer. What a concept. Now, obviously, it's not something that we can apply to support tickets. Don't get any ideas. Tune out the news. Nothing important happens most of the time. Okay, I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. I'm very passionate about the economic state of the country. I'm very passionate about politics and a lot of different things that I see in my everyday life. And I like to stay in tune with it. I think it's because I'm so into social media, and the majority of the stories being fed to us on social media are current events stories. I get my news now from the web. I don't get it from TV. The days of watching TV or even reading the newspaper for me are long gone. And you know, there's good and bad to that. A lot of today's news on the web is curated. You got to be very careful. You know, it's just like when you read an article, you got to Google the article and check 3 sources about the article, because you know what I mean. It's not just like you can't just read the newspaper anymore. But tuning things out, I think is something that I want to get better at. I think it's not about tuning it out completely. It might be about compartmentalizing things for me. I've actually created a social group, a Facebook group for politics, so that all of my political posts and things about, you know, the politics that I like and you know, just different things like economics and stuff like that, I can just talk in that one group about it instead of kind of in a whole bunch of different other places. So I also have to get better there. But Anna Vital suggests you tune out the news altogether. Do not answer the phone unless it's a true emergency. Do not answer the phone unless it's a true emergency. I'm starting to think that Anna's avoiding people. I don't know. Maybe. No, I have the phone for a reason. Maybe if she given a chance, she would have expanded and she would have said communicate more by text, or tell people to text you instead of call you, so that you can choose if and when you reply. Yeah, phone calls are in fact an intrusion in privacy. So there's only a certain, I only allow that privilege to certain people to intrude in my privacy, because I could be anywhere. I could be in the bathroom when you call me, right? So you know, giving somebody my phone number and allowing them to intrude at any time that's a lot of power that you're giving someone over you. But you can choose to not answer. And the last thing on our chart here, going clockwise, is control. The control. Use keyboard shortcuts. Learn to use keyboard shortcuts. Now, with certain programs and software tools, keyboard shortcuts are awesome, and they do in fact save you a lot of time. And I've got to be honest, this is something that I've learned to do, and it becomes a habit rather quickly, specifically with some software tools like even ScreenFlow or I don't know, WordPress. There's just certain shortcuts and things that you can do with your keyboard, and sometimes somebody will be looking over my shoulder and be, oh my god, how do you do that? How did you do that so fast? And it's not that I'm any gifted or faster than him. It's just that I'm using the little key commands or shortcuts, or instead of having to type things out or go through a 3 or 4 step process, opening windows and dialog boxes and closing and confirming and do you really want to close this box, I just use keyboard shortcuts to save and print and do things that I have to do that otherwise would have taken me a longer procedure. So I encourage you to you know, be more productive in 2014, and I think it all starts by analyzing 2013, or the year that you're in, whenever you're watching this. You know, analyze the year that you're in, or the year that you've been in, and recognize the areas of your life that you could become better at, that you could better organize, that you could better utilize your time in, and look to make them a habit. Look to change them and make them a habit in the year to come, so that you can have a productive year, so that every year that you have could be more productive than the year before. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.